Hi, thank you so much for being here this week. All right, so what I'm going to be showing you is two very different table settings for two different parties that I have coming up. One is for my daughter. It's a traditional thing that we do every year. It's the end of school or her first semester party that she has with her friends or spend the night. You know, it's just changed over the years, but we're going to do probably a breakfast this year. Everyone is so busy, so it's either going to be a breakfast or maybe a lunch, or tea kind of a thing. So this one is super girly, and our dining room is out of commission, so I'm doing it on a scaled down version so I can do it around our kitchen table. So I came up with a way to do it and still make it look really cute, and I'll show you how I did that. And then the other one is going to be on Christmas morning just for our family, and this is a meal we're going to have, you know, in our pajamas or sweatpants. So I wanted to do something really casual and cozy. We've all been working so hard this year. We're going to really try to just be very kind of casual and laid back and rest over this holiday. So I wanted that theme to just be something just cozy, something really simple. So I'll show you what I got up to, and let's just go. So my inspiration for my daughter's party was to have these really pastel-y, bright colors. So the first thing I wanted to do was, I knew it was going to be a tea of some sort. So I was going to get this tea caddy, and I wanted to decorate it. And I got some sprigs like this. I got this at Joann's actually a year ago, and I just sort of had it. And I also got that other pink garland that you see on the table. I got that at Target. I used it in another area in my home, and it's going to be in the same room, so I wanted to bring it over, and it just fit all the colors so perfectly. So I got that in the $3 section area from Target. And so I just wanted to like sort of decorate this and just give it a little bit more flair, since it will be what we're serving from and also the centerpiece. And then I wanted to just add some green in there and just make it a little bit more festive. So I got those sprigs just around. I think I probably just had them, or I picked up probably a few at Joann's. I can't really remember at this point, but I'm just kind of like just dressing it up and making sure it looks really festive, since it will be the center of the table also. The next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the plates in there and just make sure that they can fit. I always kind of do this at the last, and it just doesn't always work. So whether this is going to be a breakfast thing or a tea thing, I'm going to sort of do it in the same way that I would normally do a tea. I would have scones as the first course, and then the second course, instead of, if it's for breakfast, I'll have quiches and that kind of thing. I got this off of Amazon a year ago, and I just loved it. I never had a chance to use it. And then I got this stripe. I love working with pattern and color, so this was perfect. And they're just easy to work with, and they're not too expensive, so you can really just kind of change them up. I am doing that crisscross thing. I'm not putting a tablecloth down. I'm doing 2 runners. I've done this before in my Thanksgiving table, and it works so perfectly for we're just going to have 4 people this year, so this works perfectly. I didn't want to complicate it with a tablecloth. One day I will do a tablecloth setting, but in both of my settings I'm going to work with these crisscross runners. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the plates down. All right, so I found these trees a while ago thrifting, and I love them. I think they're perfect. I'm angling the tea caddy so everybody can reach at it, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So I'm just kind of putting the trees around and making sure that it's just all fitting and looking really, balanced, and I'm not obstructing anybody's view and not obstructing anybody's hands when they're reaching in to get their treats, whatever I'm serving on that tray. I found these adorable peppermint ribbon trees at Target in that same $3 section, and I love those. I had gotten those a while ago from Joann's, and I've never really had an occasion to use them, but those candle holders and candles look perfect. Okay, so what I wanted to do was create so this section, let me just show you first. I got those snow globes at Joann's, these little reindeer at Target, that trim at Joann's, the snow, Joann's, and the trees I found thrifting, and I got those acrylic markers. So you're going to need all of this with your glue gun. What I was trying to say, I wanted to create name tags. I can't say it. So I was going to write their names on these snow globes, but what I'm doing right here is just cutting off all the string and getting them ready. So you want to take out that insert there and just sort of get that ready, and then you're going to you're going to want to glue your scene onto that first before you put, put the snow globe over it or add the snow. Okay, so that's how I want it to look. And I just want to make sure it's all fitting. And as you can see, that tree is a little tall. So I'm just going to trim it a little bit, and it's not going to make too big of a difference if it's not pointed, because it's not going to distract from the tree. It looks fine once it's in there. So then, now that I'm just going to make sure it fits, because I've made that mistake, but it does. It just got a little off balance there. And then you just go ahead and you glue it onto that lid part right there. And I'm having a little trouble with my glue gun, but eventually I get it, and you're just gonna create your scene. And I'm doing them all the same just because I feel like I want it to look a little bit more uniformed. And these just look so cute, and those little deer just looked adorable. They look like Clarice from Rudolph. They're just so adorable. Okay, so then you want to add your snow just like that in the top, and you're just gonna just about that much. You don't want a lot because it can clump at the top, and if it does, you just kind of shake it and move it around. Eventually it will settle down, and then there's how it looks. And then you're gonna screw the base on like that. I had some trouble getting it on, but eventually you'll get there. And then you're going to want to just kind of shake it around, and you're going to want to put that glitter ribbon around it. So you're just going to snip it and get your glue gun and just get it on there, and don't burn your fingers. These are the ribbons are always what really gets my fingers messed up. So I'm always enlisting the help of my scissors for these things. But anyway, you get the idea. You're just going to go around and then kind of adhere it to, excuse my elbow, and just get it firmly on there, and it's going to look something like that. The next thing I wanted to do was write their names. I wanted to write them on the back, so it's going on backwards, so you can turn it around and actually see the scene and not see your name. That was my daughter's suggestion. Okay, so the names are going on backwards, but they look in normal time, they look okay. It's hard to see, but that's okay. I didn't want them to be too obstructive of the scene. So that's that. So I'm going to put those back on the table, and so everybody knows where they're sitting, and then they can take those home as a party favor. The next thing I got were these crackers at where did I get those? World Market. I got those there. I thought they were so cute. They had just had that perfect stripe peppermint. I also got these water glasses, and I love these. They actually might be wine glasses, but for the girls, I'm using them as water glasses, and I'll use them as wine glasses later. And these Santa mugs I had thrifted a while ago, and I just love them. They're kind of all different. If I was doing this for a client, I would make sure everything matched, but I'm not, since they're all just good friends. And these are little candies that I'm just going to put around. So I think it's looking really cute. I found these thrifting, and I had an idea, and I also found this bag of bulbs, and I had an idea to put these together and make it really fun, sort of napkin holders. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get my glue gun and glue the bulbs onto those napkin holders, and it's just so simple, but it just makes such a really cute holder, and I think that looks really adorable. I love how that looks. So I did all of those that way, and I'm just gonna let those dry, and those came together really easily, and I had just enough of those bulbs in there to do it. So that was a super cheap option. All right, and then I found these, we had these napkins. They're a little bit more corally than peppermint, but it doesn't really bother me because they go with, there's some elements in the bulbs in the tree and things that are a little bit like, not red, so I kind of really love that. You can see it in the stripe of the Santa's thing. So that's looking really good, and I think all the patterns and the colors are just working so well. I love pink and red together. It's one of my favorite combinations, and those pops of blues and greens, and it's looking exactly how I want it to look. It's super girly, and the patterns are mixing those fun vintage Santa Clauses with those glasses that are bringing in sort of more modern colors. And I love how you can barely see the name there, and it's on the back, and then you can turn it around when the girls get home and use it as a decoration. So I think it came together, and I think it is looking so cute. And my daughter absolutely loves it. She helped me put it together. And I have one snowman cup mug over there. And like I said, if I was doing this for a client, I would make sure everything matches. But I'm loving how all the The stripes and the patterns are mixing together. It is my favorite thing to do. I used to be a textile designer, so I just can't get away from pattern and mixing it. That's how it looks from a distance, and it's just so inviting and cute. And whatever we do, I think I can make it work for breakfast or for lunch or for a tea. So for Christmas morning, I had the idea of doing like a forest cabin thing, something super cozy. I wanted to bring in a lot of plaids and reds and greens. So I knew I wanted to go find some plaids. So I saw these at the dollar store, and these were perfect because they're really nice, and I thought I loved all the different patterns that you could choose from. And then I found this at the thrift store, a runner. So I put these together in our same crisscross pattern with those runners, and those are actually just placemats that I've just put together to look like a runner. You can sew them together if you want. And then I found this at a thrift store, and I thought that was a really cool garland that would go somehow with my theme. All right, I also found a Lazy Susan at Target, and that's going to be the center of the centerpiece. This is the garland I found, and it was like wrestling an alligator to get it into that shape, so I did not want to put you through that, watching me do that. But there it is, all nicely round. And I'm always finding Christmas trees, and so for this table setting, I picked up a few Christmas trees. But first I wanted to, this other little garland came with that garland, but so I separated them, and then I just put them together a little bit more, uniform and nicely there. And then I added some of those trees, and I was just kind of like putting them around so it made sense and it was a little balanced. And then I'm putting those little fairy lights on. I always forget to do that until the end, and I'm knocking everything over. So I remembered this time to do it early. So I'm putting those together. And I found these guys, and I thought they were adorable, those deer. And these are our old traditional Christmas plates. We use these every year, and I thought they would look really perfect with that scene. So those deers are so cool, and I didn't know how I was going to use them. I want to keep the string on them because I might do something later with them. I ordered these from Amazon, and it's just a no-brainer. I wanted to get another kind of plaid so I could mix all of those colors, different types of plaids together. Nothing fancy with how I'm doing these napkins. I'm just going to set them down. More plaid. I found these mugs when I was thrifting, and I thought that would be fun to mix in since I'm really playing up mixing all this plaid, and I just think it's so fun to do it. I love mixing plaid, or even with just other patterns. Then I found these at World Market, and I thought these would look really cool in our setting. I decided to just place them on the napkins, not actually make a napkin holder, but just place them there, and we can put them in on a tree or in a garland later. I have an idea for a forest theme garland maybe for next year. So I wanted to keep all the strings on, and it doesn't really bother me. It's Christmas, we know they're ornaments, but it's looking really good and cozy. So now I want to fix that table, the Lazy Susan, and the center. So I'm getting all of these trees that I have thrifted from various places, and I have had those little cabins. I had to search around in some boxes, but I found them, and I wanted to just kind of create, like maybe I don't know, a cabin scene, like a forest with, different hills or something, and just create a scene in there. And I'm thinking it's looking so cute with all of that green around it. So I just keep adding it, and I just want to make it look, I want it to look very lush and full down there. So I just keep adding trees, and I'm just kind of placing them in there, and I'm thinking it looks so good. I'm going to move those deers around so that you can actually see in there from each setting. But I think with the lights and all of I just think it looks so cute. It looks like how I wanted it to look. I could probably add snow in there, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to be doing this on Christmas Eve, late after I do, put the presents out. So I think I'm going to leave it just like that. I added these gold bulbs, and I just because I had them, I thought it just added a little something. And then I added these little red bulbs up there because I just had extra, so why not? And so it looks so cute. And it looks really inviting. We're going to be in our pajamas eating this meal, so I feel like it just needs to be laid back and casual and just feel very homey and comforting, and I hope I hit the mark on all of those. I think it looks adorable, and I think there's so much to look at. And it's a crowded table, but it doesn't bother me. It's arranged nicely, so everybody has something to look at, and you still have enough places for, you know, your food, your water, and all that kind of stuff. But I think it looks adorable. It really did come together. So I can't wait to do that on Christmas Day. And I also got this basket to serve, you know, bagels in or whatever. And I thought that would be cute somehow as I'm for my serving my food and stuff. So there it is from a distance, and I think it looks great. I feel like it came together almost too easy. Everything just fell into place, and I was really happy about that. But it looks amazing to me. I'm so excited for Christmas. Thank you guys so much for being here. I had so much fun doing these tables, and I hope you were inspired and enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you the next time.